Hello everyone, welcome to this video about comparable interface. So in this video, we will understand what happens if we don't implement the comparable interface and override its compareTo method. So let's start with the example project. First of all, I'm creating a new project, new Java project. Let's say comparable demo. Okay, so project name is comparable demo. And in this project, I'm creating a new package. And the package name com.learnclearly.comparable demo. Now inside this package, I'm creating a new class. Let's say the customer class. New class. Say the customer class. Now in this class, I want to declare a couple of attributes. Customer ID and the name, private int customer ID, and then customer name. And let me generate the getters, setters, and constructors. So first of all, I generate constructors, and then later I generate the getters and setters. So constructors, and then followed by the getters and setters. Okay, so let's also generate the equals and HashCode method. If you want to understand about the importance of equals and HashCode method, you can please watch my video about the same topic, for which the link is mentioned in the description. So now I want to generate equals and HashCode method. So this equals and HashCode method is now generated. Now that's it. The customer Java file has two attributes, getters, setters, and constructors. And if you notice, we are not implementing the comparable interface. Okay, we'll first of all see what happens if we don't implement the comparable interface. And once we understand the problem, we'll come back here and see the implementation of the comparable and see the results. Now, after the customer.java is ready, now let me create one more class. Let's say a new class. And the class name is treeSetDemo. Now inside the treeSetDemo class, I'm generating the main method. And once I add the main method, I want to create a treeSet object. Okay, let's say set of customer, and then customer tree set equals to, I rather say customer set equal to new tree set. And this is how I'm doing. So if anyone wants to learn Java from beginning to advanced in depth, you can please watch my relevant videos in my channel. I have a complete core Java in-depth tutorial explained from beginners to advanced. It's about 19 hours in-depth training, please. Okay, so let me import this set from java.util, and similarly from treeSet. Once again, this. Now, once the treeSet is now created, I want to add objects of the customer class to this customer set. So, for example, customer set dot add, and in here I want to create new customer object, customer one. Let's say customer name as A or something. And then once again, I copy and paste this a few times. Okay, one, and this is two, this is B probably, and this is three, and then you see this is the third one, and then fourth one. So I'm adding the customer class objects to treeSet, if you're all noticing that. Okay, and then let's say fifth one. So 5 objects I'm adding here. It's not a rule that you have to add 5 objects. You can add any number of objects according to your convenience. Now this is saved. Once I run this program, you see what will happen. It causes an exception, and that exception name, we call it as class cast exception. You watch here. The moment I run this program, class cast exception. And this is the result. If you notice that com.learnclearly.comparable demo, customer cannot be cast to. You see, it is clearly mentioning it cannot be cast to java.lang.comparable interface. Okay, so this means that the tree set internally makes use of the comparable interface and its method named as compareTo method, because the tree set is a sorted set. So whatever data we supply, we add to the tree set. It is sorted in ascending order. But in order to sort the data in ascending order, the tree set needs some logic to perform the comparison of two consecutive objects. Let's say I cut and paste this A as a second one, for example. Now this is the case. So I have this jumbled now. Okay, so I cut it and paste it here. So now you see the order of insertion is 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, something like this one. So in spite of whatever the insertion order is, tree set will add the, sort the data given to that. In order to sort these objects given to the tree set, it makes use of something called as the compareTo method of the comparable interface. So let's go ahead and fix the problem by adding the comparable implementation here. So to the customer class, we add the implements keyword, implements comparable. Okay, and here we are making use of the generic syntax. So something like this one, customer. And once we do that, we need to, sorry. Yeah, so we need to override. So come here and add unimplemented methods here. And then what we need to do is inside the compareTo method of the comparable method, you see here, we have @override annotation. So here we need to write the logic for comparing two different customer objects. So here what I do is I develop the logic. So if this dot customer ID greater than arg0 dot customer ID. For a clear explanation and in-depth explanation about comparable and compareTo method, you can please watch my Java complete tutorial video, which is about 19 hours in depth, for which the links are mentioned in the description. So if this one is there, what I want to do is return 1, and else if I say this dot customer ID is less than arg0 dot customer ID, and then what I say is return -1, and then else we want to return 0, right? So now you see here we are developing the logic for compareTo method in this place. Now that we have implemented the comparable interface inside the customer.java file, and then this program will now work well. We don't see any exception this time. You see, this has not displayed any exception. Probably you want to let's say that is completed. Now you want to how do you prove that? How do you prove that this one is implementing, making use of the compareTo method? Okay, usually we can go for debugging, but I want to go for a simple approach. Maybe I use the print command inside the compareTo method. You watch here inside the compareTo method. Okay, so this will be executed by the tree set internally. Right here, you see here I'm running this one. That's all. So you see tree set had executed the compareTo method. So internally tree set makes use of the compareTo method in order to sort the data. And as you might have noticed here, now the insert order is 4, 2, 1, 3, 5. If I try to print the items of this collection using a for loop, let's say for customer C colon customer set. Okay, I once again remind you, if you want to learn Java in depth, you can please watch my videos relevant. It's an in-depth 19 hours in-depth course, right from installation to the advanced topics like collections and other technologies. So now you see here system.out.println c dot get customer ID, and then I give a space there and plus c dot get customer name, and this is how it works. Now let me print this one. You see, first of all, let me give a break here so that after the output of the compareTo method, we can have a break there, and then you see the output here. I'm running this program once again, and you see here we got the output in the this one. Now if you notice here, this sorting is based on the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because inside the compareTo method, the logic we have applied is for comparing the customer ID. However, if you want to compare based on the names, we can still do that, but for that we need to make a change inside the customer.java of the compareTo method. So here in spite of this one, we can change that one as well. For example, I comment this one, you watch here, I'm commenting this one. Now what I do is return this dot customer name dot compareTo of arg0 dot customer name. That's all. This will arrange the data based on the alphabetic order. So once again, you see here, I run this program. However, you see we don't see now. You see A B C D. What happened to E? It's not there. Is there a copy paste mistake? I guess A B C D is there somewhere. We have to give E. That's the trouble. Now Control S. I have saved this one. Okay, now you run this one. Okay, you see here we get the output once again, A B C D E, and this is how we make use of the comparable interface. If we don't implement the comparable interface, and if we don't override the compareTo method, we don't get the correct results, and when we make use of those items inside the tree set. So the conclusion is, if we want to store the objects of any class inside a tree set, it is compulsory that that particular class must definitely implement the comparable interface and override the compareTo method inside that with a proper logic. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.